All right, we're back. Today what I did is just simply I tightened the upper dash bolts. I put the center brace back in, and now I'm putting these side ductings in so I can put these curtain pieces back up. And it's really simple. You got just your adjuster register. This one's missing that little wheel there, so you can turn that back and forth. I don't know where that went to, and I didn't notice what I had before. And this piece here goes in there, mates with that ducting, and that ducting is going to shoot air out on your window. And then you're going to line this inner piece, the inner thing with that, and then that's that, and then you got a small screw up here. If I can find one, just small, the small ones. Where is it? Yeah, I gotta go eat. I can't eat. Never fails. All right, here we go. It's these little crazy ones here. I'm gonna go up. Line it up. I hear you. Get in there. Come on, let's go. Get in there. I hear ya. And it's gonna be a little. What's this one here? The socket right here. I'm trying to coordinate all that with my hand. There you go. I know, it's just freaking basically finger tight going in there. And then now your curtain. Working on a customer's vehicle. Freaking thing is white. It's gonna slide right. It's gonna slide right over that. See that? It's a little slot right here. It's gotta go over that. That little thing goes there, in there. And then you're gonna come up in here, and you're gonna line that up. There's this right here. Gotta go in that hole right there. You do that, and then down here. There you go. It's gonna go right in that. Go right in that slot. Just down below. All right, there we go. Come on. There you go. That's it. Now you'll put your freaking rubber trim over the top of that. Get your little tool. You might have to be able to do it with your fingers. There you go. That's that. Okay, so that's in place. All right, I gotta go eat. All right, to the next video. All right, we are back at it. I was gone for 3 days, and we're gonna go finally get this up. Before I left, I was able to get everything back in, the dash up. So now it's just getting all this other little stuff back together. One main thing: if you don't plug these back in, ain't nothing gonna happen. So these are your primaries. Just slide that right in like so. This thing's gonna catch, and it's gonna pull it in and lock it. And I've already done the upper one. So now your dash harnesses is now hooked to your ECM or your PCM, ECM. In this case, this is all hooking to your tipping. So that's that. These were extra cables that were hooked up to a, this was anyway, hooked up to a auto start system. This one here goes right, I believe, right here. This is your brake pedal light, brake pedal switch. And go in there. Yep. It's a little red locker. Push it in, and now that's done. All right, so we got all our, we got everything under here now hooked up with belongs. What the heck was this thing? Oh, that was going up. Yeah, that was going up the back here, and then plug it into that sensor there for the auto start. So we ain't using that no more. So that technically can be, just gonna wrap it up and leave it back behind there. We don't need it. Okay, I had this steel piece that I got ahead of myself, and that piece slides up underneath here, okay, and then it bolts to here and here. This is holding your upper part, I guess, some way it's supporting the plate that's holding your steering column, part of your steering column. Okay, so these go up underneath that, and these two here connect to that one and this one here. Okay, so it's going to go just like that. You get your little ones, and then it goes up behind. Your bolt's going to go through it and tighten down on it. Okay, now we got this plate that goes under here. I don't even know what it does. I don't even know what it hooks to. But you are going from here. See, you have a little screw bolt. Hard to do it with one hand. I don't even know what you do. It's supposed to hang. Kind of goes out here someplace. I'll go back in through here. Let me get this squared away. Hold on. So that one goes right here. You're going to have another bolt that goes on top of that. You got the main bolt that holds this up there. And then you got this one here that goes on top of that. On the back here, you got a little screw. Let's see. So, and here you got another screw that goes up in there. And find it. Okay, that pain's done. A little silver screw up in there. There you go. And then, of course, you got this one bolted up here. So that takes care of that one. And again, back up on this one here. It's bolted by these. The top of your desk, smaller. And then number 10 nuts there. There is these screws right here that you can put back in there. It'll help things a little more stable. And those are T20, 220 screws. All right, so on to the next thing here. All right, let's get the gear shift back in here. We got to hook up the two different things here. We got the cable that comes off here, comes up here. You just do it, which is what plugs into the back of your ignition switch. So when you turn it, it releases this so it can move. And then this is actually the selector going down to your transmission. Okay, this thing's messing with me. Alright, what's got to happen is, here's your shift cable. Now you got these little grooves on this side. There's no grooves on the top, okay? So those little grooves there have got to slide into this here. See that? So that's where that's got to go. So we're going to get that lifted up, messing around with it for a minute here. Alright, definitely got to share this thing with you. You've got to get that cable back on this selector here. All right, you got to get that cable coming through there. Unfortunately, I've now had to release that and get it back on there, but you've got to hold that damn spring back. That gets in your way. So then you got to get your bolt in there. So now I got the bolt in there. I had to use these channel locks. All right, as long as you got it in here and it's sitting inside this little shell there, now I can go ahead and slide this back. I'm not exactly sure what that spring's doing. Other than being a pain in the butt trying to get hooked up here. All right, so tighten that back up. It's a freaking 8. All right, let's get, okay, so I'll pop this real quick. Okay, that spring's now locked in, then I can tighten that down. Now I got to bring this back and get it lined up with those blue marks that somebody has already nicely provided. Okay, we got that done. You're now seated there, and now your gear shift cable is now attached to your gear lever. Next thing, we got to put the locker, which goes again, comes up here, goes in the back of your ignition. It's gonna, little piece is gonna push right out through here. This thing here. So when it goes in, now then you got to turn the key. You got to turn the key, and then it'll slide in and then lock in here. So first we need to get it locked in down here. Just got to go back here a little bit. It was just like so. And then you got to go back here a little bit, I think, and it locks down. Click, and there you are. We're now locked in here. Now that keeps this thing from being able to move until you turn your ignition key. So that takes care of that. Those were 10s, and they were bolted, small bolts, locking this down here. We're almost there. Oh, I'm right here. I'll go ahead and do that. Just put your key in. You can line this up back here. So just slide in. You got to turn your key forward, I believe. Yep, just a little bit. And now it comes through there. And that's going to lock in there just like so. And now you turn your key back, and it is now locked in there. So when you turn your key, still gotta, I think we still gotta have the key on. You still gotta have power on this, because there's something in here. I don't even have it plugged in yet. So when it comes in the back, now when the key is turned, this sets the solenoid to release whatever's in here through the cable. But the cable system has to be installed to do your. It's all set up, but it's got to be. It's electrically released. Click. Okay, now I got the ducting. It goes from there, goes back here, and it goes down here and screws into that. Or actually, it's a push pin right here. It just pushes in that center section. And I got this crazy thing here. I'm still trying to. This piece here, I'm still trying to figure out. I think it goes right here, and that holds the back part of your. Holds the your console. Holds console. Okay, I think we go something like this, and then you screw in the top of the console there. Good. I don't remember. It's been 2 weeks now, so you know, jeez. Okay, of course, I had the antenna cable hanging down here. Don't forget to hook that back up. Got to go back under this freaking panel right here. Okay, we're doing center console. I think the hard part now is getting it over the emergency brake. So when you bring it in, you pull that emergency brake all the way back up after, because you've already got it disconnected. So then you're just gonna have to work it over the over here, and you'll finally get it through here. Okay, then you've got your 110 cable right here. It's got to be plugged into that plug. Okay, we're kind of stuck at the moment because I got to get down there. I got to get the emergency cables hooked up before I can put any more of this freaking center console in, because it's got to be lifted up, and then that piece right there has got to go inside here. So you got to lift this all the way up, get it back under here. And now once it's there, you can't get to the emergency cable. So I just moved over here and put your dash bezel back in. Only got three plugs on this, and that just push back up in here like so, and we'll get our 4 screws to hold it back in. Okay, bezel's back in. Next thing's just go ahead and put your cover on, your bezel cover back on that. Those just push in. There we are. Yep. All right, and then of course you got your top piece here. I hadn't had a chance to push in. And that's your cover for your. It's gonna have your ready to pick up. Okay, good. And then you just cover that. That covers the top of that thing, and then you've got this other one that's gonna go. I'm gonna turn around. It's gonna sit up here, and then you got screws around this plastic. There's a rubber piece right here. And keep losing that. And put that right up so. Like that, you're gonna go. Just sit right in so, and then screw your nuts right in there. And that'll pop down in a second. I'm not gonna worry about that for a moment. Alright, I guess I'm done for today. We've done quite a bit. I got the center selector back in today. I've got the console sitting in here. Put the bezel and cover back on that. It's about it. It's about 3 hours worth of freaking messing around here. Oh, I put got the radio back in too. So, and hooked up your antenna cables behind there. So there we are. Getting a little bit closer. Still got to put a clock spring on here, which I got the other day. Clock spring go back on here, and then the steering wheel. And then we got the little panel that goes under there. Glove box needs to go on. Your heating control panels go right here. Your selector, that goes to your 4-wheel drive selector. And then of course we got to get the center console back in. And guess what? I believe that's going to be it. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, definitely share. And you'll catch me on the next Project Nitro.